In Nigeria. Good morning, Kwara State. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to today's newspaper review on Emirate Radio. We are located behind Federal Ministry of Environment off Ojaba Road along Kwara State, Nigeria. I am Misturah Issa. The newspaper we are looking into this morning is the Punch newspaper, the Daily Post newspaper, and the Daily Trust newspaper. The headline here with me on Punch newspaper: PDP government dragged Tinubu National Assembly before Supreme Court over Fubara suspension. And still on Punch newspaper, Kwara extends free X-rays tuberculosis treatment to children. Custom hand over seized foreign currency to EFCC in Ogun. Many soldiers fear killed as Boko Haram attack Borno military base. On Daily Post, Adeleke warns against distortion of facts. On Punch newspaper, Sanusi Baye will take Kano Emirate issue to Supreme Court. On Punch newspaper, Imo begins CNG conversion as 60 auto technician graduate from training. On Daily Post, Kano engages federal government for vaccine as Kebbi record 56 deaths. Alright, let's take a look at the stories making headline on Nigerian National Daily this morning. On Punch newspaper, PDP government dragged Tinubu National Assembly before Supreme Court over Fubara suspension. Governors of state governed by the People Democratic Party have instituted a suit before the Supreme Court, challenging the 6-month suspension of the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Fubara is Deputy Ngozi Odu, and the Rivers House of Assembly member were suspended for 6 months by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu after he declared a state of emergency in the state on March 8 and appointed a sole administrator for the state. Meanwhile, the legislatures on their part supported the president's decision to implement the suspension. However, the governor of Bauchi, Adamawa, Bayelsa, Enugu, Osun, Plateau, and Zamfara state questioned the power the president has to carry out such action. Still on Punch newspaper, Kwara extends free X-rays tuberculosis treatment to children. The Kwara state government has reiterated its commitment to tackling tuberculosis by extending free treatment and diagnosis services, even as the head of Health Ministry introduces free chest X-ray and specialized TB diagnosis for children. The First Lady of Kwara State, Professor Folake Abdulrazak, stated this yesterday at the commemoration of the year 2025 World Tuberculosis Day, held at Kulende Market, Zango area along the state capital. Represented by the Director General of the Ajike's People's Support Center, Alhaji Abdulganiu Okweloyeru, the First Lady urged residents to report suspected TB cases in their communities for early treatment to avoid being spread to others. Still on Punch newspaper, custom hands over seized foreign currency to EFCC in Ogun. The controller of Ogun One Area Command, Nigerian Customs Service Idiroko Muhammad Shuaibu, yesterday handed over a seized sum of 7,000 CFA amounting to 17,692,000 to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. Speaking during the handover held at the Idiroko command of the NCS, Shuaibu said the fees attested to the renewed onslaught of the customs operative in the state to deal a decisive blow to every criminal move aimed at halting the country economy or insecurity. He explained that his officers had on March 2nd discovered the bag containing the foreign currency while conducting a search on the passenger traveling from Nigeria to Benin Republic. Still on Punch newspaper, many soldiers fear killed as Boko Haram attacks Borno military base. A yet to be confirmed number of soldiers were feared killed by Boko Haram insurgents in an attack on a military base in Sabon Gari, Damboa local government area of Borno State, on Monday. Local sources confirmed to newsmen that the attack occurred in the evening when the insurgents launched an assault on the military formation, firing periodically and causing numerous casualties, including soldiers killed and others critically injured. Although details of the attack remain scarce, as a resident of Damboa, Abba Usman, provided additional information, saying that military reinforcements rushing to the scene stepped on a landmine, causing an explosion that resulted in injuries and possible more casualties. And on Daily Post, Adeleke warned against destruction of facts. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has cautioned against the destruction of historical facts. This as he linked the recent communal clashes experienced in the state to misinformation. Speaking at the Adeleke University yesterday during a methodology workshop team Cutting Edge Knowledge Production for 2021 first historian and diplomat, Adeleke emphasized the role of historians in maintaining accuracy. The workshop, organized by the Historical Society of Nigeria in collaboration with 12 universities from southwest Nigeria, is aimed at improving historical documentation and research methods. Adeleke, represented by a commissioner in the Osun Teaching Service Commission, Dr. Abiyoyi Oyewusi, attributed communal clashes in Ifon, Ilobo, and Emi Osun to historical misinterpretation. Still on Punch newspaper, Sanusi Bayero take Kano Emirate issue to Supreme Court. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja yesterday set aside action previously delivered against the restatement of Muhammad Sanusi as the 16th Emir of Kano. Subsequently, the appellant court, upon acknowledging the transmission of the case record to Supreme Court, directed all interested parties to exercise caution pending the hearing of the appeal at the Appeals Court. In an anonymous ruling delivered by a three-member panel of justice, presided over by Justice Biobale Abdurrahman Judgeville, the court accepted the withdrawal of the application filed by the Kano State government following the transmission of record of appeal to the Supreme Court. During the resumed hearing on the enforcement of its earlier orders, counsel for the Kano State government, Ibrahim Wangida, informed the court of a notice of appeal filed against the stay of exclusion issued on Friday, March 14, 2025. And on Daily Trust newspaper, I don't know if I will run, says Atiku. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said that he does not know if he will contest the presidency in 2027. Atiku made the remark in a yet-to-be-heard interview on Top Story with Adesuwa Giwa Osage, scheduled for broadcast today but closely obtained by Newsman, the former presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, recently announced the formation of a coalition of opposition leaders to wrest power from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. However, there has been widespread speculation about who will lead the coalition and emerge as its presidential candidate, with former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai being considered among its key figures. When asked if he would be running for the presidency in 2027, Atiku said it don't know because there has to be, first of all, a viable platform more than any other time in the political history of this country, particularly since the return of democracy. Atiku, who has run for the presidency a record 6 times, did not rule out the possibility of contesting again in 2027. On Punch newspaper, Imo begins CNG conversion as 60 auto technicians graduate from training. The conversion of vehicles to compressed natural gas resumed commenced in Imo State following the training of 60 auto technicians. Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Oluwemimo Joseph Osenikme, made the disclosure in Owerri during the CND Empowerment and Awareness Summit, which focused on education and empowerment. Osenikme said CNG power vehicles were a sustainable fuel alternative in Nigeria, disclosing that 60 people were trained and certified last Saturday for the Imo State populace. He expressed appreciation to Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State for his commitment and support for the initiative, adding that the summit objective was to educate the people of the state, especially the youth, on the average advantage of switching to CNG power vehicles. On Daily Post newspaper, Kano engages federal government for vaccine as Kebbi record 56 deaths. Kano State Commissioner for Health Dr. Abubakar Laraban Yusuf has raised concern over the recent outbreak of cerebrospinal magnetis in Kebbi State, warning Kano residents to take preventive measures as the dry season intensifies. Speaking at a press briefing held at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center, Muhammad Abdullahi was a teaching hospital, Kano. Dr. Yusuf disclosed that the state government is in discussion with the federal government to secure vaccine for Kano residents. He clarified that while the vaccine is primarily targeted at individuals aged 15 to 35 years, those above 40 years may not be eligible, although discussion on the matter are still ongoing. On Punch newspaper, Ogun demands end to water mismanagement. Ogun State Commissioner for Environment Ola Oresanya has called for greater commitment to environmental sustainability and responsible water management to mitigate the effects of climate change. Speaking yesterday at an event marking the 2025 World Water Day at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta, Oresanya warned that the mismanagement of water resources poses a major threat to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6, which seeks to ensure access to clean water and sanitation by 2030. The Commissioner stressed the importance of this year's theme, glacier preservation, noting that glacier plays a crucial role in the global water cycle. According to him, about 10% of the Earth's land surface is covered by glacial ice, which hold more than 60% of the world's fresh water. Still on Punch newspaper, Atiku urges new movement to fix Nigeria. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has announced that the country needed to be engineered for citizens to enjoy the benefits of democracy. Atiku, who stated this yesterday in Yola at a coalition meeting attended by different members of political parties, pointed out that the country was no longer moving in the right direction. The People's Democratic Party presidential candidate at the 2023 election, who arrived at Yola International Airport in his private jet, was received by Senator Ishaku Abo before his long convoy drove straight to the American University of Nigerian Hotel, where the coalition meeting was held. He called on Nigerians to be vigilant, work for the interests of the country, pointing out that the new movement coming on board will be the savior of Nigerians. Still on Punch newspaper, Anambra drug traders protest market closure by NAFDAC. Traders at Ogo Bridge Air Drug Market in Onitsha, Anambra State yesterday protested the continuous closure of their shop by the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control. The traders, under the aegis of concerned and genuine members of Ogu Drug Market, lamented that the development has brought untold hardship and financial burdens upon them. The aggrieved protesters, numbering over 2,000, carried out placard with different inscriptions and marched around the market starting from Osogbo Park up to the River Niger Bridge, Onitsha, and back to Ugal Junction, claiming that no fewer than 5 traders have died and several others have been hospitalized due to the depression and hunger. On Daily Post newspaper, Kano Commissioner resigns. The Kano State Commissioner for Internal Security Service, Major General Muhammad Inuwa Idris, has stepped down from his position. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has consequently accepted his resignation, expressing gratitude for Idris' contribution to the state. In a statement issued by his spokesperson Sanusi Bature Danwaiki Tofa, the governor acknowledged the former commissioner's effort in establishing the newly created ministry. Governor Yusuf also extended his best wishes to Idris, describing him as a dedicated public servant and a patriotic Nigerian. That ends the newspaper review for today. Join us tomorrow for another episode. I am Misturah Issa. Thanks for listening.